Hello, Matt.
Good evening.
Good evening. What are you doing?
Chilling like a villain.
Word.
Mood. Or whatever kids say nowadays.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Send it.
Send it.
Bet. Okay, bet. Fortnite dance.
Yeah, whatever. I can't even do it.
Flossing.
Yeah, I can't do it, so that's probably a good thing.
The Orange Julius. You start doing like the whole. I can't. Whatever.
Clearly, you know more about this than I do.
I'm in touch with the kids, man.
You touch the kids.
That's not.
Well, you heard it here, first,
No, you didn't.
folks.
No, you didn't. I did not say that. Anyway, what are we doing?
The Gamers 2 podcast. We're doing it on a Saturday. It is October 26th, 2019.
Bet it is. And I like that you updated the date on the doc.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Not the name of the doc, just the
date.
just the date in the doc. Anyway, so what have you been doing the last 7.5, almost 8 days?
The huge,
Nothing.
just doing the anime thing, playing KOTOR 2.
You've been reading?
Yeah, I did read a little bit more of the Snowden book. I've kind of fell off the train on that, as I do with books, because I made it halfway through, so naturally I stopped reading it.
Oh, right, yeah. You've completed it for all you're concerned
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So I picked it up again, and I read it.
I know the rest of it after this.
I read a little bit. He showed up on Joe Rogan's podcast.
He did.
I watched that, which was amusing, because he clearly doesn't get the chance to talk to people often, I feel like.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he literally, like, Joe... I haven't ever watched a full Joe Rogan podcast. I respect the gentleman. Not generally I'm not my cup of tea. And normally, his podcast, there's like a conversation. It's a back and forth. He literally like talked like 3 times, and it's like a 3-hour podcast.
Huh.
So like he just doesn't. Snowden didn't stop talking the entire time, and like he doesn't ever give clear-cut answers.
Well, yeah.
Like if he goes to answer a question, there's like 30 minutes of setup to get to a
we got to talk around.
Yeah, so that was entertaining. The Star Wars trailer came out, which we'll talk about later, but I attempted for an hour to get tickets.
Oh.
The website was just a mess, and I gave up. A couple days later, I checked my bank account, and
how many times did you buy tickets?
Luckily, I was only charged once, which was good because I was trying to buy 8 tickets.
Right.
And so I was a little irritated about that because I never got a confirmation email. And then when I went to the website, they have an option to look up a transaction history, and there was no transaction history on it.
But you were still charged.
But I was still charged. So I called them, and they were like, if you were charged, you got the tickets. And I'm like...
That's not what I want to hear.
I'm like, I don't believe you. I didn't say this, but I was like, okay. But I have to go there with my card so that they can retrieve the tickets. But I'm just putting it on.
When do you have to do that?
I think I can go whenever.
Okay, so the better sooner than
later.
I'm
going to go sooner rather than later. But I'm just putting myself on record saying I do not believe them. Just because of the shit show that was. So now at our movie theater, our local movie theater, you reserve specific seats when you buy tickets.
Right. Are we going to the local one by you?
We're going to the marquee.
Yep.
And you reserve specific seats, and it's hard for me the way that the website was malfunctioning. It's hard for me to believe that I got the seats I was trying to reserve.
Right.
So mainly because two factors. Obviously, there's a ton of people who are trying to get tickets as well.
Yep.
Thus, the website being a pile of shit. And as everyone else, I was obviously trying to get ideal seats.
Right. Ideal seats and then also seats near each other.
So the seats I reserved,
In theory.
in theory, so like a friend of ours bought 2 tickets, and I bought 4 tickets on either side of the 2 tickets that he got.
Okay.
And it's the row immediately after the main aisle.
So railing in front of it.
Yes.
Okay. Which is perfect because that's my footrest railing.
Yes. And well, there's like a couple that's a little bit different. There's the railing. There's a couple seats
there's
on each side.
Yeah. I know which section you're
Yeah. So those were the tickets that I was going for.
That's where I went to see Endgame.
Yeah.
When I was alone and within the theater of 3 people, and it was glorious.
Yeah. None of this front row shit anymore.
Whew, man, the front row last time was the worst.
Yeah. So that
seven wasn't bad for us, but the front row last time was pretty bad.
So that's the situation. We'll see. I'll update you on that.
Yeah, let me know because I'm curious about how many times we're gonna go see it, and then 2, if it turns into like a hey, what are you doing a Thursday at noon? And be like, I'm leaving work early so we can go watch Star Wars.
Yeah. The showing's at 6 p.m. on the 19th of December. So
what's the 19th?
it's a Thursday, I believe.
That sounds right. Okay, yeah. I mean, I can do whatever.
Yeah. So the only other thing, I mean, Formula One, obviously, which their drama with Renault, they didn't get wrecked. They got disqualified from the Japanese Grand Prix.
Oh, only Japan.
Only Japan, but there's some weird confusion to where like they got disqualified for a specific reason, but their braking system is not illegal. So like there's some weird shit going on with the regulations.
Bunch of gray area.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they'll rewrite in the offseason.
Yeah. And then one of the Haas drivers who used to drive for Renault, Roman Grosjean, said that they've been using that system since 2015 when he raced with them. So, interesting. Some other tomfoolery going on, drivers and stuff like that. One of the Williams drivers is in talks with Haas to be a simulator driver. Just weirdness, normal stuff.
Yeah. Everyone listening knows about the F1 weirdness.
Yep. Other than that, just playing KOTOR 2, and I downloaded The Outer Worlds, so hopefully I will get a chance to play that. We'll see. And that is it.
Nice.
That's it. Oh, went and saw Nick Offerman. Talked about that earlier.
Ah, yes.
Interesting.
Ron Swanson is other might
Yes.
know.
Mm-hmm. Entertaining show. It was very political, very liberal, which I don't know. It's just like I'm not 100% in that camp. So it's like it can be a little. I'm open to everything. I'll put it that way. Like I will discuss everything. I will listen to everything.
It's funny because isn't it kind of if we look at your compass, aren't you like all the way over there?
Yeah, so that's the thing. My political compass, I wasn't deep. I was like in the middle left corner. Like
yeah, you were further.
I was further than you guys for sure.
Well, Dewey was to the right.
Yeah, a little bit. He was a smidge to the right.
I mirrored him on the left, and then you passed me.
Yeah,
of the libertarian left. Yeah,
not
authoritarian.
Fuck you, phone. No, but like there was some stuff that it irritated me a little bit,
right?
And I think there's some instances where like, I mean, granted, this is obviously a comedy routine, and it's based around he does a little bit of stand up like skit type stuff and music, and it's just some of it was kind of hypocritical in a certain sense. So like conflicting things, conflicting ideas, I guess. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. Samantha liked it. A couple people walked out. I thought that was entertaining.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one before.
It was at the Palace in Albany, which was beautiful. The seats were super comfortable. They served alcohol.
Never
like
been
they
there.
had a ton of craft beer and stuff like that, which I didn't know going into it. So I didn't have anything because I wasn't anticipating it being like alcohol.
When I saw the picture from her of like the marquee and whatever, I was like, I have absolutely no idea where you are.
No, it was super like it was bizarre because like I don't know. I kind of assume in our area that when there's things like that, like old theater buildings and stuff like that, they're going to be in. I don't want to say disrepair, but they're not going to be 100% functioning and gorgeous.
Even though they might function and look nice in some spots, you can clearly see problems.
Yeah.
And every time I go to the Stanley, I see problems.
This one was like 100% restored. Like all the lights were working. When we walked out at night, all the lights were like blinking, and it had like hundreds of bulbs. Like, you know, those like, well, you saw the photo.
Right, yeah.
Like it was
actual
working.
full done older marquee lighting.
Yeah, and the lighting was strobing and doing all the effects, and I was like, "Fucking goddamn!" Like,
yeah, they're the place that went and like, I need 150 Edison bulbs, please. And you're like,
that's
what?
what I was walking out and I was looking at the bottom because the bottom of the marquee was completely lit as well with all of those Edison style bulbs, and they're strobing, and I'm like, "God damn, how many of those blow in a year?" Because like that's what kills the light bulbs. And I was like, fuck me. Because, like, I can't even imagine the amount of money they spend on light bulbs.
They probably just have a warehouse of light bulbs just for that.
Yeah, I bet. But, yeah, that was my week. That was it. Nothing else too exciting. How about you?
No, just taming a lion.
Taming a lion. This one? Or in general?
No, just this one.
Okay.
Black lion, rare breed. Tuxedo lion, more specifically.
Yeah, Samantha was commenting how she's like, I like how Nate just randomly sends Snapchats of his cat. Like, that's
yeah, I randomly send Snapchats of my cat the same way you fucking randomly send Snapchats of your goddamn dog.
Listen,
it's the same thing. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You just can't complain about one, not the other.
I'm not the one doing it.
I know, but that's she doesn't listen to this, so I can be vile. That's what I'm saying. I don't just send them to her. They go on the story. You don't have to click on it. I know. You don't have to click on it. Sam, come on now. It's not all about you, all right?
Preach it to the choir over here, okay?
I can't wait. I can't wait for the day when I'm just like, by the way, Matt's not going to be available from February 27th to March 1st. So you got to figure out something else.
She'd be no, it would piss her. Like, you don't understand how much it would irritate her.
Oh, it would infuriate her. I would see it in the text where she goes no, and I would go, that's not how this works.
Pissed.
Like, I hate to tell you, but I bought his Boston tickets, and he's coming with me.
She'd be fuming. She'd be like, I don't know how she got this way. She wasn't always this way.
Marriage, man, does a strange thing to people.
I don't know.
Put a ring on an entitlement that comes out of nowhere.
It does. I mean, it was always creeping up, but there's been a clear and present jump.
Yeah. An exponential climb in the graph.
Yeah. I think it's there's multiple factors we probably go on about, but we won't.
All it takes is a little push. Chaos. Yeah. So what else have I been doing? I've been playing WoW still. Constantly hating myself for doing it at the same time. The inner struggle, Yeah. Fuck you, Blizzard. That's why I'm not giving you money, but at the same time, like, I paid for the rest of the service.
Yeah.
So just kind of waiting this out.
Is it? Did you hit cap yet or no?
I'm 2 levels away.
Oh, so you definitely will.
Yeah, I'm going to. It's just it's at this point an eventually thing. It's a thing. I don't know if I'm over it, but I'm kind of just like whatever now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still want to get the 2 levels to say I've done it.
Yeah, but
then I'm just kind of like, I just don't.
I mean, it's kind of different because it's not like a new game. Like, the story.
Yeah.
Like, how it's all gonna happen.
it just sucks at the same time because I have not had fun raiding in a couple I enjoyed raiding in Legion at some points, but every time there always ends up being a bad egg, and the bad egg just pisses me off to a point where it ruins the entire experience. And in this instance, the bad egg is my guild.
Yeah.
Which is not one person.
Are you talking about, you saying like what you're talking about, or like in this specific?
In this specific instance. Overall, like my last raiding experiences, it was always like the raid group had one bad egg that just angered me to a point that I would finish the raid and be like, I'm just angry and I didn't enjoy myself at the end of it. Because I'm just pissed at that person now.
Yeah.
And that's not enjoyable to me. If I'm mad at myself for my own failures, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm mad at you because you think you're really good, but you're a fucking dumbass, I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
So, there's always one of those.
Mm-hmm.
There's always one douche that's douchier than I am.
Okay.
Just picture that. You know what I mean by that.
Yeah,
There's one louder, more arrogant person. And usually, for the most part, I try to just shut up when it comes to the online rating.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Yeah, you get quiet.
I'm just...
Usually.
I don't need to say anything. The last time I was like, I've said the most was during our Destiny rating times. And that was only once.
Yeah, that's
because nobody else was figuring out how we needed to do things. That's the only reason I was even talking. Otherwise, I would have just been like, okay, so somebody tell me where I need to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it either. I don't want to look at it. Now it gets to this instance. The current WoW times. Normally I say there's one bad egg. The guild is the bad eggs. I've had the joke about how we had a list running outside the gate.
Yeah.
About players to avoid. I have now realized I'm in a guild in which I have the list of players to avoid. They're the other people in my guild. Just avoid them. They're all stupid.
So how'd you get into this guild?
Todd.
Is it people he know, or is it just the guild he found?
He likes the raid times.
Oh, okay.
The only reason we're there. And I'm only there
because Todd's
to hang out with him.
Yeah.
I give two shits if I'm in a guild or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything else. I'm just like, I don't care.
That's the unfortunate side of WoW, though. Is like to do the end game content, you need to have a guild, and they have to be reasonably well organized.
But
at least have like raid times and schedules and stuff like that.
It just seems like every time I hear obviously I hear more about the bad times than I would the good times because that's just how things are. But every time I hear about a bad time involving guildmates in raids or instances, or I experience them in the same situation, I'm like, these people. It just starts hurting my brain to understand how they think the way they do. It just hurts me. I'm like, I don't understand it. Biggest example, and it's an example a lot of players make the mistake of, except for Todd and I and some other like people I've played with before.
Mm-hmm.
It would benefit us. Like, say you're walking from, whatever, in a straight line.
Yeah.
And there's a group of 3 mobs in the middle of that straight line. But there is a path through lava to the left. So, you could jump in the lava, take ticking damage for every time while you're in the lava, to try to go around them and not fight them.
Okay.
Much higher risk of dying at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But it means you don't have to fight them. Or you could just fight them and kill them and keep walking and never touch lava.
Yeah.
Which way do you think you should go?
I mean, the safe route would be to just take the mobs.
Right. That's also the smart route. That's the intelligent route. No, these guys just don't, for whatever reason, don't want to just sit there and kill something. They're like, oh, no, I'm just going to jump in the lava and go that way. And then they die in the lava because they don't know how to manage not taking damage from it. So that slows everything down.
It's the same type of people who, like, in a Destiny raid or whatever, or a mission, like, are just like, I'm going to sprint ahead to the next checkpoint, but not tell anyone that I'm going to do that or whatever. So, like, inevitably...
It's like, just kill the thing we need to kill. We're not here speed running. It's not retail. I'm not, like, just kill it. It's not going to hurt us any.
Yeah.
a 30-second fight in which we killed everything.
Yeah. But at the
Fine.
same time, you know what would happen if they went to do that. They would aggro all the mobs at once and fuck it up again.
So that happened again. They died in the fire. We had to walk upstairs. This specific instance, they died in the fire multiple times. They aggroed the bosses outside of the raid instance, which are higher level than the ones we were currently fighting in the regular instance.
Mm-hmm.
They died to them. Luckily, I'm on my rogue and I have vanish.
Yeah.
So I can just disappear and they'll all stop fighting me.
Yeah.
So I would wait until they were all dead, realize they're all dead, and I would just vanish. Then I would wait for them all to run back to me. Then they would die in the lava again and have to start the whole run over again.
So did they inevitably blame you guys for being terrible?
No. Nobody
okay.
Nobody blamed anybody. I just, I numerous times in the party said, I want to die. And they're like, you're the only one that hasn't. I'm like, yeah.
I want to die in real life.
I want to end myself. So we don't finish this instance because the guy that had the key left, and me being a shitty rogue has not leveled my lock picking, so I can't pick the door we need. Then, yeah, I know.
I mean, I that's whatever to me, but
Right. Well, it's like when I reach 60, I'll sit around and just do nothing but lockpick. But at the same time, I have the other things I need to do right now. And then the guy that has the key leaves. He quits.
yeah,
So now we can't continue the instance. Meanwhile, we're doing all these other things where, like, we're just pulling random mobs when we just need to run straight. Like, we don't care if we kill anything at this point. We need to leave.
yeah.
So we're just sprinting for a door, and one guy's staying back, and he's, like, fighting stuff. And I'm like, just fucking run. Why are you fighting? Just run. Once again, I can't get into their mental capacity because it's either that my brain is so much larger than what their mental capacity currently is, or their brain is so large with nothing in it that anytime it was to take a slight bit of data, it gets lost in the fucking ether.
I don't know. I mean, there's been times where like I've been playing a game, something or a somewhat like similar situation, and like I just make stupid decisions because like I'm tired and not thinking.
Right.
But if they're doing it repetitively, I guess it's just like maybe you just don't know.
Right.
Like,
And that's the thing. It's one thing to make a stupid decision like at one time or something and have something go wrong. We all do it.
yeah.
You've made the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again. It's the definition of insanity. You're still stupid.
I don't know.
I just get to a point where it hurts and it angers me. And at the end of the group, I was like, I want to say I had fun, but fuck off. Like this.
Maybe
is
they're
terrible.
the people that just need like the play-by-play the entire time. Being
They
like,
don't read chat.
okay,
Todd
so
will
they're
give
just,
them the play-by-play.
they're not receptive to that either. So okay.
I just think they're so dense that the only thing they look at on the screen is their character. I don't think they see their own health bars. I don't think they see other people's health bars. I don't even know if they see the mob because I bet they play in first fucking person. That's how intelligent they
They're
are.
like, oh, I got pointy stick. I poke bad guy.
Right. They're like, what? I'm taking damage? This isn't retail where I just can do whatever I want? Tanks actually need to have aggro? I want to put my fist through my screen.
They're like, I thought we were playing Diablo.
Like if I could, you know, the old joke about reaching through the telephone receiver to grab the person on the other end and choke them out. Same thing in WoW. Lately.
Time for a break, I guess. Once you hit 60.
It's just, and I'm not even experiencing this for the most part. Todd tries to raid with them. I just feel so bad for him.
Is he just impervious to like?
No, he's a fucking masochist. He enjoys the pain. Because then he just sits there and complains to me about all the pain, and then I get annoyed.
Maybe that's his way of like.
He offhandedly pisses me off.
Yeah, he's just like he wants the loot and the gear so badly, and then he's just like by telling you, he's like offloading it off of him onto you.
Like he's so worried about like he's so worried about like pissing them off or anything because it's still such a small game technically.
Yeah,
that they're, you know, there's once your name is out there, if somebody wanted to soil your name, you could get, you know, air quote blacklisted on the server.
Yeah.
But when it's idiots blacklisting you, you just go, they're dumb as shit.
Yeah, I feel like the server's got to be big enough to where you could find a different guild. That was.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we could, but I just don't know if he really wants to do it because he'll actually talk with them. I just exist. I don't not engage because if there's anything you learn about dealing with idiots, don't talk to them. It saves you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything.
You don't feed the trolls.
They're not even trolling. They're genuinely stupid. I don't have time for it.
Wow.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So other things I've been playing, Matt. Well, I'm not dealing with that. Been playing a little bit of the FIFA.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of the show. I'm going to play more now that I fixed the show, thanks to your HDR selection.
Yeah.
Or suggestion. Sorry,
Yeah.
not selection. Suggestion.
TVs, man. Modern TVs.
Weird if you turn on HDR, you don't have any fucking reaction time in the game anymore. Played Magic the Gathering in the Arena. A little bit of that. Played some Borderlands. The Halloween event's out now. Did some of that. Did almost anything else so I could just get my mind off of not wanting to choke out my guildmates.
It's a lot.
Then I watched some sports.
Yeah.
Basketball season has started. Been watching that. My Yankees got eliminated.
It did.
Sad day on that. Fuck the Astros.
They're getting fucked. Don't worry.
It's only 2-1. Game 4 is going on right now.
I feel. I don't want to jinx anything. It's only a matter of time. I think the Nationals are clearly
I hope, but we'll see.
the better team, but we'll see.
Oh, man. I can feel like I'm hot in the face. Yeah, you want to go chase that? It's a new toy for you.
It's like, I'll check it out, I guess.
You throw something over there? Weird cats, man. Things I'm looking to, you know what? I'll get through the new releases and then I'll discuss what I'm about to say.
All right. Hit me with them new releases. Where we could go to get possibly something else to play other than with shitty guildmates on WoW.
I like it. I like that segue. Here we go. New releases. Number 1, Bonfire on the PS, which is the PlayStation. Fucking read your own notes, Nate. Hey. Number 2 is East Shade for the PlayStation. Moons of Madness for the PC. The game that you can always play to relax after an angry session at WoW. PBA Pro Bowling for the PlayStation and Switch.
Nice.
Get me some Norm Duke bowling. Who do you think you are? I am. Good bowling quote. It's not Norm Duke, but it's a good bowling quote.
Okay.
I think it's Pete Weber. Great bowling quote. Who do you think you are? I am.
Some philosophical shit right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he meant it as. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 for the PlayStation. WWE 2K20 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And holy hell, that game looks like a hot pile of shit.
Well, that is wrestling. Wait, is that?
Yeah, it was wrestling.
Yeah, it is wrestling.
All right, Matt thinks wrestling is a hot pile of shit.
I don't know.
Number 7.
Like I feel like it's past its prime, but that's just my opinion.
It's prime, maybe, but going anywhere soon? No.
No, but that's the problem. That's the problem. It's wrestling fans are diehard. They're diehard. So you can give them a steaming pile of shit, and they'll buy it. They'll complain about it, but they'll buy it.
I'm curious to see what their sales numbers might be. We'll see. Number 7. You can actually give me an MBD number I won't complain about. Number 7. Lonely Mountain Downhill for the PlayStation. And this is Nate's Game of the Week.
Lonely Mountain Sound. What was this?
This is a downhill biking game.
Okay.
In the...
What's up with the downhill biking games?
2D-esque
okay.
move.
All right.
I've seen this one at PAX's.
Okay.
Door Kickers Action Squad comes to the PlayStation. That is a game in which Kenny and I played at PAX a couple years ago, and I constantly shot him as we walked in the door.
It's like a squad, like a room clearing game?
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling game in which you are 2 officers. I think you can change like abilities and stuff that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
but you have to go through the level, getting the bad guys, releasing hostages, yada yada.
Yeah.
But you can just shoot hostages and everything at the same time, so you can just have a 0 score.
Oh. Okay.
You actually have to you can flashbang, breach and clear, crouch in front of your other guy that's trying to shoot over you, or just get shot in the head by your teammate and that stuff. Number 9, Secret Neighbor for the Xbox and PC. Number 10, Call of Duty Modern Warfare for the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Number 11 is a Capcom home arcade cabinet, I believe.
Well, that's the other thing that we're selling at the old store.
Ye old store?
Ye old store. Getting the arcade
Has
one
ye
up.
old arcade cabinet?
Yeah.
Nice. Number 12, Killer Queen Black, the physical edition for the Switch. I never know if this is medieval, so I'm going to say medieval for PlayStation.
I don't know. I just assume it's medieval, but
Okay, we'll go with that for PlayStation. Pizza Bar Tycoon for the Switch. The Outer Worlds for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And Matt added one to the new releases for the first time ever. Helldivers Dive Harder. It's a free update for the PC, PlayStation. Didn't want to make a news item about it, but here it is anyway.
Yeah. Free update. There's shit. I don't know. It looks interesting.
Cool. All right, then.
There you have it.
Helldivers, man. When it came out, we all sat down and played,
Yeah.
and then never touched it again.
Yeah. Which really is unfair to the game because it was fun.
It was, but it became another one that was always hard to get us all together. And
That's it's one fail. One fail for us was it's a co-op game. So it's like,
yeah,
you know.
co-op games are great.
Yeah.
They're just sometimes really hard with a certain group of people. Like that group anyway was a hard 4 people to be able to usually get consistently together.
I think about it now. I think of the fact that we got 6 people together to do Destiny raids is fucking mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, the fact that we got 6 people together for numerous nights of the entire month.
Yeah.
Because it was 6 people the first night we were doing it, like as we were learning, going through it.
Yeah.
And then we would just randomly I'd be hopping on and seeing people in there, and then I would just go with people to like shepherd them through doing the Atheon raid. And then it was every week on whatever it was, Tuesday reset night or whatever, and we're just like, all right, so we'll raid at like 8 o'clock and we'd be done in 40 minutes.
Yep.
I think the fastest raid, I can't remember, Dewey knows the time, but the fastest raid we ever did was like 32 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it was when the first one took us like 2 hours
or
something.
more.
Yeah.
We might have been close to 3. I think it was after midnight sometime when we're like, all right, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because we weren't even on Atheon at that point. We're still trying to figure out Templar.
Yep.
Because Dewey kept shooting Templar.
What a shit show.
Oh, the Atheon fight, though.
I could go for a game like that again at some point.
It was
soon.
a fun
It's
time
just-
only for the Atheon fight, for us nailing it down to the point where we did the 32-minute run.
Yeah, yeah.
And we didn't, even the 32-minute run, I think we had like 1 or 2 deaths.
Well, like,
we had like 1 or 2 over whatever the achievement was for going deathless.
I'm sure it's complete nostalgia, but I feel like the first raid had the perfect balance of, just mindless mob clearing and actual like mechanics, whereas the later ones had sometimes like too
Crazy
much mechanics. Yeah.
It was funny to, because after we did the 30-minute one, we went from that, and then they changed how you had to go into the portals, where it selected you randomly. It was no longer you could choose to go in, and I remember us having to like slightly relearn.
Yeah, because like half of us never, like, we always did the same things.
Yeah, we're like that's why we could do it in 30 minutes, because we were split our group into 3 and 3. Inside, outside, and everybody knew exactly what they had to do. And then I remember everybody getting angry the night it was random, because they're like, I don't think you understand. I've never fucking seen this.
I remember going in and be like, I have never seen any, I don't know what's going on.
And I only knew because when I was reading it as we were going through, when I was like, okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, I was reading both instances. So I was like, all right, I know what I'm roughly looking for, but not the precision of like where things are.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But we ended up being able to do it at that point, too. It just took a lot longer because people had, 6 people had to learn 2 entirely zones they've never seen.
Yep.
It was a fun time.
Yeah. Someday we'll get something like that again.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we will.
Maybe. I think that one's going to be harder, only because we have to finally convince Dewey to use like his gaming PC that he bought.
Yeah, I think we might have. Nate's dying. It's fine. Max will take his place. No, I think as one of the blessings of us getting older is I think everyone's going to start like settling down and settling into routines.
Don't say those words, man. Don't tell me
we'll
I'm going to settle down.
We'll have, we'll
I'm
actually be able
bird.
to.
I'm a free bird.
I can't wait. Can't wait until
I can't wait for when you just hold it over my head the entire time, and where you're just at my wedding going, "I fucking told you."
Got you now, motherfucker. No. All right, what we got for news here?
The wedding card will be, "I fucking called it. Get ready, bitch.
You're in the real shit now.
This is the end game."
Welcome to the shit. It'll be like a Vietnam.
So what I was going to say about the new releases though was Outer Worlds. Watched a little bit of that.
So
and I was like, all right, I'm kind of into that. But here's my thing, not about the Outer Worlds. Here's the game I've been watching, and I have like I got the itch.
Okay,
it's not good.
Oh Jesus!
But I have the itch. Call of Duty.
I was gonna ask you about that because I kind of like I had a feeling that it was likely to happen.
So when I played the beta, I enjoyed it minus its problems. I talked about that, I think, on here. There were some weird like spawning problems, yada yada. But I enjoyed it. But every time I'm watching it, and I haven't been doing anything competitive for Todd. Once Classic came out, Todd and I basically didn't play Realm Royale anymore. So I haven't played anything competitive for like a month and a half.
Uh-huh.
So that cocaine scratch is coming back. Y'all got any more of that PvP?
Mm-hmm.
But PvP in WoW doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Anything like Magic the Gathering Arena, even though I'm playing against other people, doesn't do it for me. That's all strategy things. I want brute force tactics. Give me the gun. Pew pew. And I respawn. So here's where I might.
Okay.
Call of Duty. Been looking really good. Real good. And I'm like, ooh, I could do it. But do I want to? No. But I do. So it's a weird line of where I'm teetering money spent versus time invested.
I was gonna say like, I mean, I'm sure if you could get it for like $40, you would have definitely done it by now. That's what I'm assuming. But the question is,
cheapest I can get it that I can find is $50.
Yeah, I can't like I'm assuming it's the turmoil of do you think you'd be able to hold off long enough for it to go on sale?
So here's where I propose the question back to you. Target in a buy two get one free moment sometimes does their buy two get one free online.
Do PC games.
Sometimes. So I could potentially lock up Modern Warfare, Death Stranding, and Pokemon, depending on when the week they did it, as a buy two get one free.
Yeah, I mean, in the past year or two, they've been doing it on pre-orders as well. Right. So, like, if it's however it lands, you might, yeah.
So I might be able to successfully do it that way, but in the meantime, I might just download Battlefield again.
Yeah,
and just play that to help me get over my bloodlust.
I would fuck with that. I have the game. I never actually played it. So
you never played it?
No.
Huh. You should.
I played it for I played like one match, I think, maybe two, and then I don't even think I played on PC.
But it's not just the shooting game that I want, because like Borderlands does that, Division does that, all that stuff does that.
You want the run and gun multiplayer.
I want that. I've discussed it last week. I want that high. I want that rush.
I feel ya. I crave that rush sometimes as well, in general. But the higher level thought part of my brain is like, you're gonna fucking suck. So like, you want the rush. You think you can get the rush on a primal level, but the smart part of me is like, you fucking suck. and you'll just be pissed off because you'll be getting shot in the back all the time.
See, the smart part of me goes, you're probably better than half of the people playing. It's just the top half that will also beat you.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle, but you can still stomp around with a bunch of children.
Yeah.
And just demolish them all day. And I'm like, okay, brain, that does make me want to buy it. You also might lose, though. Can I kill him once? Maybe I'll still buy it. But they're like, do you think you get enough time out of it? Oh, brain makes point. Maybe I shouldn't. It's just...
We'll see. I guess we'll have to ponder it further.
It's the fine line.
Yeah.
By Black Friday, I'll have my idea. That'll tell me more.
Yeah. Creeping.
Like, I don't want to wait that long because I have the itch, so I literally might download Battlefield tonight. Just because I got that. It's, give me the blood.
Yeah. First person
Pew,
craving.
pew. It's just, I just want it. That's all. I said, I get it every now and then, man. It's just, like, I get it. I get that same kind of like rush if I'm playing somebody I know in FIFA, or when I am racing against you.
Yeah.
Even though for some reason those are almost never 1-2 finishes. Something inevitably goes wrong for one of us sometime during a race. Depending on which game it is, it's usually you, or depending on a different game, it's me.
Yeah.
And then it's 1 in 8. But those, when we're actually able to be near each other and having to, once it comes down to, it's me versus person I know, and it comes down to, all right, the next like thing, something goes wrong, it's all over.
Yeah.
Still gives me that adrenaline rush. But just going through the motions doesn't do it.
No. I mean,
Beating a bunch of AI doesn't do it to me.
The competitiveness of it.
Yeah. I'm a jock. I just need the rush of winning and dominating my opponents.
Okay. You're a creep.
The back-to-back 2-time. Yeah.
All right, we got to start the news because there's actually...
I'm not even looking behind
there's
me.
a fair amount. And
yeah,
we're
I'm not
never
looking
gonna
at
get
behind
through
me
it
at how far we are. I'm sorry if you've made it this far. But just understand, I have a competitive edge. People know. I'm right, you're wrong. That starts my competitive edge, and then I'm going to prove it. What's the number one story?
Are you asking me to read it, or what is it?
Yeah, just move right into it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right.
Do you want me to take it?
I mean, I don't care.
All right,
usually you decide, so is this you deciding?
This is me now deciding.
Bethesda has announced a new subscription service tied to the game Fallout 76.
Oh, God.
Called Fallout First. The service costs $13 per month or $100 per year, and most notably gives subscribers access to their own private world server that can be used by the subscriber and 7 other players regardless of their subscription status. Other perks include a storage for infinite in-game crafting components, a fast travel camp that can be placed anywheres, 1,650 atoms, which is the in-game currency. It translates to about $1 per.
That's your
atoms.
microtransaction money.
Yes.
In-game currency is still bottle caps.
Yep. And you get that currency per month. And unique cosmetics. Bethesda has said the private worlds, a feature that has been asked for by users for some time now, will be moddable at some point in the future, but are not moddable currently. Private worlds will function identically to the public servers of the game. Naturally, players are pissed and probably slightly amused by Bethesda's constant blunders. Another mistake Bethesda made was to not claim the website domain falloutfirst.com. Don't worry, a fan got to it for them. To give you an idea of what the website looks like, the banner reads, quote, Fallout, fuck you first. First member fucked. So it's essentially a copy of the Fallout 76 website that talks about Fallout First, except the descriptions are flavored and colorful.
Flavored and colorful in the community's way that they read them.
Yes. Another mark on Bethesda's...
They are just... This is... When I saw this, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, it was. I was like, they didn't really do this, did they? Like, this is terrible.
I thought it was a joke. This was... this was the worst news of the week in terms of gaming, I think.
Yeah. As far as...
Yeah, this is the worst, yeah.
It kind of... It bucks the current trend, I feel like, for this week, where everyone seems to be like doing things, for their audience, and I do that in rough quotations.
Air quotes, pro-consumer.
Yeah, which it's, clearly that take that with a grain of salt, but this Bethesda, like, especially with Fallout 76, like, consistently just, like, shits on whoever their audience is at this point.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate you guys that have been supporting us this entire time. But fuck you, give us more money.
The only thing I can imagine is they have, like, a very small but dedicated player base that, like, just has no issues dumping money.
I'm sure they play to the whales, but still, like, this is terrible.
I love all the posts on Reddit. They're like, just a reminder or PSA, this is the same people that are making Elder Scrolls 6.
And Starfield.
Yeah.
They have two fully announced games. And you have no idea what they're going to look like. And everybody's going to buy them.
Yeah. And essentially all we've gotten from them in the past couple of years are mobile games.
Yep.
Which Fallout 76 is a mobile game concept, like structure,
right,
on a console and PC.
Yep. Faked to be an MMO.
Yep. Well, there you go.
Just unreal. Unreal. I do encourage you to go to falloutfirst.com. Read it for yourself. It's pretty entertaining.
Yep.
Stuff, if you put it in that stash box that Matt was talking about, will disappear. Apparently, if you do buy one of these worlds, doesn't mean it's private. You can spawn in and see things like looted and shit, which I don't understand how that works either. But these guys are going on the downward spiral pretty fucking quick. And then they choose to do this same week that Outer Worlds comes out. Mm-hmm. So your thought is, right, if you're like, okay, we need to make a big announcement before Outer Worlds comes out because we do want to hit them.
The funny thing about that too is that the reviews for Outer Worlds released well before the game itself came out.
Yeah, their embargo was up the weekend before, I think.
Yeah, or
Monday, one of the two.
The reviews were pretty favorable. They were like 80 out of 100 in that range.
I've seen 9s on almost everything, I think.
Yeah.
Or like 9s from the major ones that everybody's been quoting.
Like if it was me, I wouldn't have released against that.
Not even released against that. I can understand them wanting to put an update into 76 just so they can say, like, and though anybody like at Bethesda would probably tell you, like, no, the Outer Worlds is not like directly competing with us, yada yada. Okay, but everybody that is playing the Outer Worlds for the most part knows that it's made by Obsidian and also knows that they made New Vegas and the early original Fallouts. That's why in their trailer for the Outer Worlds, it is from the original creators of Fallout. You're both like fakely arguing with each other,
mm-hmm.
except that the reviews for Outer Worlds are already good.
Yeah.
And then you went, hey, what if we release this really shitty thing so that nobody goes, hey, look at what Bethesda might be doing instead to compete with this press. They went, oh, look, Bethesda's even more stupid than we thought they were.
Yeah.
Outer Worlds does this great. And Bethesda went, fuck you, consumers all over again. By the way, there might be a lot of fuck yous this week. All I'm saying. I'm just going to put it out there now. The rant in the beginning with the guild, now getting into stupid Bethesda. But it's just, why would you make what should have been a very obvious bad announcement now?
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't even be a question if it's a bad announcement. It's clearly poorly executed.
Whoever came up with this idea needs to be the guy that gets thrown out of the boardroom window.
Ah, yes, that meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except the guy that gets thrown out of the boardroom is always the good one.
He's but in this case, they need to stop throwing the good ones out the window and start throwing some of the bad ones out the window.
Well, that's how it's always supposed to go.
Yeah.
That's literally what that meme means.
Yeah.
Throw out the idiots. All right, let's get to number 2. Number 2, Mixer has signed away another big Twitch live streamer a couple months after Tyler Ninja Blevins committed to the Microsoft streaming platform. Michael Shroud Greshik, I
think is how you're supposed to say it.
Announced today that he too has reached a deal to announced earlier this week that he too has reached a deal to exclusively stream gameplay and video through Mixer. Shroud leaves behind a Twitch channel with more than 7 million followers to start anew, although he had amassed more than 36,000 followers on his freshly minted Mixer channel within an hour of announcing his move. Quote, streaming is my passion, and I owe my success to my fans who have helped me get to where I am now. Mixer provides the flexibility to center my attention around them, and I am excited to join the Mixer community, as well as continue to build relationships with both players and fans, end quote. And that is from Shroud. Shroud and Ninja are both represented by the management company Loaded, which represents a stable of influencers including Lyric, Dr. Lupo, Summit 1G, and Munition, and Tim the Tatman. In case anybody's curious, those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decently large names that are still on Twitch.
Yeah, and I did, out of curiosity, look up the management company. That's like
what they do.
Yeah, they the streamers are their specialty, it seems like, and the ones that I listed are the ones that I know. But the list is significantly longer than that. And I'm assuming, like, you watch more Twitch than I do. You probably would recognize a lot more.
Probably.
And I'm assuming you'll see some of these people make the jump as well.
I assume they're a creator talent management group or something like that. But, hey, that one actually affects me. I have gone and watched Shroud on Mixer now.
Mm-hmm.
Shroud was somebody that I would always watch on Twitch, depending on what he was doing, if there wasn't other people on.
I'm weird with Twitch. So, like, I enjoy some of the big streamers. Like, Shroud's one of them.
Yep.
But I predominantly watch his content after it's made. Like, I'll watch the videos and stuff like that on YouTube.
Little VODs.
But I don't watch them on Twitch. The people I watch on Twitch are, like, it's like the weird...
You watch the off
the
beaten path people.
Yeah, so, like, there's this Korean guy I like to watch who builds keyboards. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh, that, and you were watching, was it Bison for a while?
Yeah, like, you know, there's just weird shit that...
Yeah. I usually watch... so it's Bruce, Ray, Lawrence sometimes, one named Chloe, Ammunition. Who am I forgetting? Max, who's a platypus. He's the one that brought up that I was watching the Fallout First thing from.
Okay.
And a few others that are all just kind of like your not necessarily lower level, but you know, all of those.
I guess you'd say like mid tier. They're not
all of one except for our variety streamers. Like Anne's more of a shooter, but she's been doing variety stuff lately. I think she played Inside a while ago, and then was playing Minecraft because Minecraft had that weird resurgence on Twitch. But everybody else is basically a variety streamer. But when it came to Shroud was always the biggest one that I consistently watched. Obviously, consistently watch Doc and stuff like that too. But Shroud was I would almost always watch because usually Doc might not be streaming when I'm watching streams because Shroud will always stream late.
Yeah, that's one of the factors that contributes to me is that I'm going to watch Twitch. It's usually at odd times when some of these people don't normally stream.
Some of the guys I know do morning and afternoon streams, and like the morning ones I'm obviously never going to watch. But yeah, so it was one that actually I was like, all right, I have to go change my Mixer account because I've had a Mixer account. Oh, you know, I had a Mixer account before Ninja went to Mixer. I don't know why I am doing a Dr. Phil impression, but as we all know, Susie, your mother's a whore. Now...
All right.
I don't know why I just did that. Why did I go? Anyway, who cares? I had that account because that was just a Microsoft account, and I had set up like a Mixer channel. I've streamed there like twice maybe. And I went to it again, and I realized that it was tied to an old email that I no longer have access to. It was tied to an Adelphia.net email.
What the fuck?
Right? So I needed to recreate an account with my current email and make everything more current so I actually have access to it. And so I did that, and I was setting everything up again. And I was watching Shroud at the same time, and I was like, maybe I will stream again.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stream on Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I give a shit.
Yeah.
I stream on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube. I'm still going to have the same amount of followers and viewers, which, by the way, Matt, 0!
That's not true. I mean...
No, it is.
You
want to know what my average viewer count has been? Like my peak viewer count?
I'm gonna guess. All right, let me give you a realistic guess. 3.
Oh, fucking nailed it. Peak viewer count 3. Take a guess how many people I knew.
3.
Perfect.
I've watched one of your streams once when I was at work. I was on lunch. I watched it.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
I think I do remember you hopping in, though.
I
I don't remember if you said anything, but I think I remember you
no,
saying
I
something.
like comment. I said a couple things.
Yeah, I think
and then-
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have my tinfoil hat.
Also because I do have from podcast before, I did say I was going to stream Cat Quest 2. So
yeah,
that is a thing I need to do.
Yeah, you should. I mean, yeah, I was going to say you should do that. You should do the Untitled Goose Game as well.
Yeah, I should. I should do that. I should do Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
I should do fucking Modern Warfare.
You should stream everything. You should just, if you're going to play a video game, you should stream it.
Oh man, that's such a great idea. It goes back to exactly like what I want to do, except that I have the Discord problem. That's a different discussion, though.
Okay. So, what the fuck was I going with this?
I just have to change certain settings of certain channels and just lock it down.
Yeah. My tinfoil hat theory here is this is all strategically planned by Microsoft, and I think it's all going to come back to they're signing certain streamers and stuff, because they want to grow Mixer and stuff like that, but I think they're playing a long game here that eventually will feed with Halo as well. Like, I think they're going to try to tie it all together and do some Halo thing.
Here's what I predict.
Get some crazy promotion going with maybe cloud gaming.
Nate's E3 2020 prediction. Microsoft
Getting them in early.
Pulls its top 5 biggest Mixer streamers on stage to show off the new Xbox and its streaming capabilities.
I could see them doing it. I mean, that's realistic.
Using Halo.
Yeah, that's realistic.
They play a 5v5 match against 5 devs, and Shroud and Ninja just shit on top of all the devs.
I mean, Ninja's good, but I still Well,
Ninja used to be a Halo player, so that's why I assume he would still be good.
And this is my uneducated opinion, just because I dislike Ninja. I feel like Shroud is just better than everyone else. But
Shroud is a better mouse and keyboard FPS shooter.
Controller is probably different.
I think he's better anyway, but yeah, when it gets to controllers, might be a different discussion.
Yeah.
But if they were to debut Halo on the PC using those people,
or maybe they'll do crossplay thing with Shroud PC, someone else playing console, someone else on mobile.
Look at my Azure phone, and using the Microsoft Azure service, I am clowning on Epitaph.
All right.
That's some Halo 3 terminology that people haven't seen in a while.
Halo. Oh my god.
Epitaph was the map with the elevator in the back and then clowning was when you had like the flag and you would jump and have the person run underneath you and then you'd punch him in the back with the flag.
Yep.
Let's keep moving. Unless you have something you want to say.
Sony.
Because we are long in the tooth.
Sony is seeking to sell off its PlayStation Vue TV business for a figure in the, quote, tens of millions, quote, unquote, according to a report by The Information.
Wait, the
the
report is by The Information?
Yeah, it's like a website called The Information.
I appreciate the name. Well done.
Citing people familiar with the situation, Sony began working with Bank of America Merrill Lynch to explore the possibility of selling Vue as the company seeks to raise its stock price by shedding businesses that are not making money. The sources said that Vue loses money largely because of high costs for content, for which Sony believes it pays more than some direct competitors in this space, like Hulu or DirecTV, because it has less leverage in the TV and film industries. Sony has approached one potential buyer, sports streaming service Fubo TV, but apparently to no avail. The report claims Sony's service has 500,000 U.S. household ad subscribers, and it has raised the prices of its bundles multiple times in a failed effort to achieve profitability. The sale would transfer those subscribers along with Sony's technology to the new potential buyer. But not all the services' hard-to-secure content deals would necessarily transfer in the sale. So, yeah, interesting.
Interesting, but all around not surprising. The most surprising part of that entire thing is they trying to get tens of millions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Vue works. I think Vue works really well. I mean, obviously they talk about its issues, which is content and them having to raise the price to get content on there.
Yeah, but because they raised the price makes it no longer good.
Yeah. But the fact that like it works.
It works pretty well.
It works well, and it kind of has like the built-in DVR system if used on Apple TV or on a PS4. The most interesting part about this for me is that Sony's like trying to raise its stock prices and selling off businesses that aren't profitable. It's like it's just interesting that they're still.
It's a weird like consolidation method.
Yeah, which that's what made them so successful again recently by selling off like Sony Vaio and all that shit. I'm surprised that they're sticking with it, that concept.
I think they will until they can say, okay, we've now trimmed the fat of things we don't need anymore. Let's all take the pool of money that we have now and put it in cloud gaming.
Yeah.
Or whatever they want to put it in. Number 4, topic is game delays. And got 2 big ones here. Last of Us Part 2.
Hey, you didn't read it, though. I'm proud of you.
Because once I saw Last of Us, I just knew what I was going to say. Anyway, Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed and will now release on May 29th, 2020. The news was confirmed by game director Neil Druckmann in a post on the PlayStation blog. Quote, "It was during the last few weeks as we were closing out sections of the game that we realized we simply didn't have enough time to bring the entire game up to a level of polish that we would call Naughty Dog quality. At this point, we were faced with 2 options: compromise parts of the game or get more time. We went with the latter, and this new release date allows us to finish everything to our level of satisfaction while also reducing stress on the team. While we're relieved that we won't be able to compromise our vision, we're disappointed that we weren't able to avoid this exact situation. We wish we could have foreseen the amount of polish we needed, but the size and scope of this game got the better of us. We hate disappointing our fans, and for that, we're sorry." End quote. You're getting scary. I put this down because I got to read another one, but you're getting scary. You're pushing it into a time that you're not going to send it out to die. I see no world where Last of Us 2 dies.
Yeah.
But you're getting real close to that Cyberpunk timeline, and there's a lot of things that are going to start swirling around in that 1 month space.
When's Cyberpunk?
I believe April.
April.
So you're going to have that 1 month space of all of these things coming out. Something is going to not get the public talking about it. And even okay, so Last of Us gets I
almost think they'd be better off delaying into June or July.
June, and drop it during E3. Make a hot, just boom.
That'd be interesting. That'd be hard to do, but
it'd be
for
weird
them
because,
specifically. But
yeah, they're not going to E3. Also, Ubisoft has announced that it's delaying Gods and Monsters, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Watch Dogs Legion into its fiscal 2020 to 2021 year. That means that these games could all be released sometime between April 2020 and March 2021. So we'll be waiting a bit longer for them. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot said in a statement, quote, "We want our teams to have more development time to ensure that their respective innovations are perfectly implemented so as to deliver optimal experiences for players. This decision will have a very significant impact on our financial results for this fiscal year and goes against our recent successes in building a more stable development model. However, it is in line with our strategy to maximize the future value of our brands for the long-term benefit of our employees, players, and shareholders. We expect it to have a positive impact on our financial performance as from 2020 to 2021, end quote.
Obviously, this statement was made, it was specifically made in the context of a financial report, thus the financial heavy side of it.
Yeah. Watch Dogs we already knew was delayed. Gods and Monsters I don't think ever had a release date, and the only trailer I remember seeing is the one where you don't learn anything. And Quarantine, I believe I remember it, and I don't know if I remember a date for it either, so the delay of that isn't horribly surprising.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs is the only one I'm like, give me.
Yeah. I'm kind of happy in a way that they delayed them because, games are always better when they have more time to to fester.
That's not true, but continue.
Generally. All right.
Go with that. Don't 100% yourself. I'm just saying don't do it.
And there's plenty of good games coming out.
It's not like anybody listens to this to attack you about it. But if they did, they would immediately go,
trust me,
Matt,
if people listen to this, there's plenty of other things that they'd be attacking me about.
That's true. You liberal. You commie.
Microsoft's ID at Xbox has paid a total of $1.2 billion to independent developers since the initiative launched 5 years ago. The figure was revealed to Kotaku Australia in an interview with the program's leader, Chris Charla. That sounds right. Who talked up the financial benefits for indie developers. Naturally, Charla did not offer specific details as to how much each studio has earned. It's worth noting that this figure will be split between more than 1,000 games. Charla revealed the ID at Xbox had reached this milestone back in October 2018.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Number. I mean, hey, they
good for them.
Supporting the indie devs.
I feel like it's been successful.
Yeah, I don't think it has. I mean, I don't think it hasn't been. No, I agree. That's basically what I want to say there. Number 6. Hi, Max. How are you? Good boy? Yeah, you are. Starting in early 2020, Niantic will be... oh, no, a Pokemon Go story. Starting in early 2020...
You're going to love the one after that.
Oh, no. All right, number 6. Starting in early 2020, Niantic will let Pokemon Go players compete against each other online in a new Go Battle League for the mobile game. Niantic says the league will let you battle players from around the globe using a matchmaking system, and that it will feature ranks that you'll have to rise up through. This won't be the first time Pokemon Go has let you battle other players, but the current trainer battles feature is much more limited in scope. Unless you've reached an Ultra or Best Friend ranking with another player, a process which takes 30 days at a minimum, then you can only battle players in your immediate vicinity. The Go Battle League has a more global focus, and it sounds like you could be matched against players regardless of location. Yeah, man. Niantic didn't share many other details about how the upcoming league will work, or how players will be able to join it beyond saying that, quote, trainers will be able to walk in order to earn entry. That's a really weird way to phrase that.
It is.
Trainers might need a certain amount of steps to gain entry.
I don't know. They got this obsession with, like, making you do things. Like walking. And remember this? What's the other fucking one where you sleep?
Oh, that's not even out yet. But yeah, Pokemon Sleep.
Ugh.
You know what I would walk? If you fucking spawn Pokemon around me.
Yeah, fix your problems. Stop coming out with new features.
Just
fix
revert that change. Revert the no spawning change. How hard is that?
I don't know. I think that's just their attempt to get people into cities.
Speaking of which, I
got a conspiracy.
Big Niantic wants you in a city. So there was a notification that came across my phone the other day. Yeah. It was something like you have 1 week or 2 weeks left to catch Flower Crown Eevee, which is the research breakthrough that everybody bitched about when it existed. Mm-hmm. I was like, perfect, I've caught one. I don't care. I was like, all you told me is 1 week and I get something new. Yeah.
All right. It's been a while since we've talked about the PS4 game Dreams from Media Molecule, as I'm sure Nate's heart is broken over it.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh, no.
In a Q&A session after a talk on the Power of Dreams toolset, the studio's co-founder, the studio's co-founder and art director, Kareem Etni. I'm going to go with Etni on this. What do you got there? What do you think? That's a weird one.
Kareem Etni.
Etni?
Yeah.
Etni.
Etni or Etowny?
Etowny.
Your choice.
It's a weird one. I'm going to go with Etni.
Kareem E? I mean, if you really just want to...
Nah, that's fine. Etni. Articulated that Media Molecule wanted its players to be able to publish any games or art that they made outside of the platform and the Sony ecosystem. They hope to give users full commercial ownership of their creations and allow them to publish their games on any other platform. The last question put to Etni was also about the nature of Dreams as a PlayStation exclusive. Would Media Molecule and Sony ever make it available on PC or Mac, the platforms where so many creatives do their professional work? Etni's response was, quote, The answer to every question is yes, but Dreams needs to reach a lot of players first, or a lot of people first. Our goal for Dreams is to last for 20 years and keep expanding it and keep adding to it and keep improving it. But most of the PlayStation model is designed for a game to come out. It hits the market and it makes most of its return in the first week, you know. If it's a big game, it survives for maybe 2 or 3 sequels. We need to reach an audience and then grow, but it's definitely in our dreams to do pro versions that are expanded. It just depends on a lot of things working out for us, end quote. So the article on this game on Dreams was stupidly long. And I don't know, man. Like, clearly, you know, you have no interest in it, obviously, as we've joked about.
It's not that I have no interest in playing it.
Yeah. But it's clearly like not a game. It's obviously it's like a game engine.
Which
it's straight up a game
said
engine.
When it fucking started.
Yeah. But the tool set's it's obscene. Like
the tool set's amazing, but it ain't a fucking game.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's well, they'll probably, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I'm gonna play it because I'm interested.
What are you gonna play? What do you play?
It's gonna be like probably like Little Big Planet where you're like, oh, I'll play this person's level. I'll play this person's level. I'll check this out. I'm gonna try to make something. Oh, I can't do that. I'm stupid. I'm gonna play this level over here. I'm gonna play this level over here.
I mean, that's basically it. Fair enough. It baffles me, man.
I think it's an interesting concept. I don't. Realistically, is it gonna succeed in air quotes? You know, like. Or, you know, it's not going to. It's just not.
No, depending on how you want to determine that word, no.
Yeah. It would be cool if it did because it's essentially a free game engine, free tool set, but I don't think it'll get anywhere.
Number 8, former Xbox executive Mike Ibarra? All right, yeah, Mike has joined Blizzard Entertainment as executive vice president and general manager. In a statement on Twitter, Ibarra said that only he said only that. Sorry. Ibarra said only
really badly.
that he will start in the new role on November 4th and confirmed that he will be attending the company's annual fan convention, BlizzCon. Ibarra only announced his departure from Xbox 2 weeks ago, which we talked about when it happened.
I don't remember that. It was just kind of a random thing.
And I can't wait to see what we have next Friday, because BlizzCon Day 1 will have happened, I believe.
That's going to be a shit show.
Ready for your free Hong Kong time. Or nobody showing up to BlizzCon. Or everybody can get kicked out of BlizzCon. It's going to be an interesting time.
All right, we got rumors.
Uh-oh.
8 years after launching Origin, EA may be returning to Steam. EA tweeted a clip of a cup with steam coming out of it. The tweet comes a few days after Twitter user Robot Brush discovered a test application for running Origin games on Steam. The suggestion is EA will let people buy and run its games through Valve's rival PC platform. That's stupidly worded. That will allow people to buy and run games through Steam, but you'll still need to launch, still need the Origin launcher because it's just going to launch.
Yeah, so it's just the same thing that has happened with Uplay.
Yeah.
Where you buy a game on Steam, you hit play on Steam, Steam will open the launcher for you and select the game and stuff, but it's just another step.
The funny part to me is the teasing part. Like, EA's actively, teasing it.
Well, EA's Twitter account also tweeted out games with a comma.
The fucking response.
The first response is how much microtransactions is it for the rest of this tweet? And I was like, yeah, that's basically exactly it.
Speaking of BlizzCon, a Blizzard advertisement
oh no!
in the latest issue of a German gaming magazine, GameStar, has seemingly leaked the existence of Diablo 4. A full-page advert on page 27 of the latest issue of GameStar features a segment for the upcoming The Art of Diablo hardcover book, which is due for release in November. The description of the game reads, featuring over 500 artworks from Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and Diablo 4. This book features many noteworthy artworks created for Blizzard's Entertainment's iconic action RPG, end quote. It could simply be a mistake. It could be that they were referencing the mobile game, maybe.
I doubt it. I'm assuming I would have predicted going into BlizzCon that we would see Diablo 4 this time.
Yeah. Diablo 4. I think, what's the other one? There's another one that people are assuming. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about it right now. I don't know why I said that. Metro, a Twitter user and Twitch streamer who is a well-known leaker and thus keeping accurate leaks of some Overwatch announcements in the past, has claimed that Blizzard will announce a sequel to its shooter at BlizzCon 2019. The latest report coming from Kotaku claims that Blizzard canceled a StarCraft first-person shooter to focus on Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Interestingly, Metro claims that Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Remastered will be announced at the event as well, but this is what he had to say about Overwatch 2. These are verbatim. Overwatch 2 will be PvE and PvP. Overwatch 2 is going to have a leveling system that is going to affect how you can play your hero. The leveling system is going to change certain abilities of the heroes in the game. I do not know if this feature is PvE only or also PvP. No new hero for Overwatch from what I've heard. They're putting all their resources towards releasing Overwatch 2 as fast as possible. And I don't know if competitive will just be moved or if it will be a fusion type of thing. I think it will be a move, possibly even at the start of the next season, based on the fact the game is called Overwatch 2 and not an expansion to Overwatch. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I don't think Overwatch 2. I think the concept makes sense. The name might not exactly be true. They might do a Fortnite type of thing,
standalone PvE.
Where it's Overwatch 2, but it's still the same game. It still launches out of the same thing,
like Fortnite Chapter 2.
Yeah, they essentially just pour all the new stuff just on top of it and just take away the old stuff. Because if there's no new heroes and yada yada yada, I'm sure they would put like a classic playlist which locks all the old maps out.
See, I think
put a live running playlist in.
I think that makes more sense because everything's moving to games as a service, and that makes sense in our current
keep it still as climate. Overwatch, but they announced like Overwatch Chapter 2 because their whole thing
and that would be way more fitting for their league,
right? And they've had this whole thing with there's been they were releasing stories for characters and everything like that. So calling it a Overwatch Chapter 2 like publicly during all their press stuff makes sense. And they're like, when we look at this new chapter of Overwatch, this is what we're envisioning, yada, yada. Chapter is a really good word for Jeff Kaplan and the team to use. It all makes sense. So what they would do is you'd basically turn into like a classic mode and classic playlist anyway, and just take all the maps and throw them into a classic mode, similar to the way CSGO does, where they have like a rotating map schedule or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then you drop a ton of new maps in. You drop in the PvE mode, whether that PvE mode is either a wave defense thing that they've done for holiday stuff, or they just say your PvE stuff is an actual story mode, where it is a PvE story that you go through. The leveling up makes sense if they're going to actually tweak how that goes. And I'm assuming it's like unlocking a mastery level with your heroes that you can, you get to Roadhog level 1 through, who knows, maybe it's mastery level like 20, and every 5 levels or something there's like an augment that changes how an ability might work. Like instead of healing potion only giving you like 15% of your health back, it now gives you 20% of your health back. You can hook is on a shorter cooldown, stuff like that. And then every at 10 and 20 you unlock skins that are locked at those levels for that champion, stuff like that.
Yeah,
similar to what they've done in Heroes of the Storm before, but I don't know if the actual ability changes will happen in PvP. I can see the PvE leveling up of your characters or whatever, but the PvP one could definitely do it. They just have to keep the mastery levels kind of low, so that way they're attainable for everybody just by playing it or whatever.
Yeah,
not by doing like 400 hours on Roadhog finally finishes him.
Yeah,
so interesting. We'll see, I guess. Number 10. The last one, trailers. Let's go from the bottom up. Doom 64. Thoughts?
It looks kind of cool, actually. I mean, I think it's a neat little... I threw it on there because it popped up, and I watched it, and I was like, this looks fun. And you get it free if you pre-order Doom Eternal.
Cool. The thing I didn't finish earlier is on their Twitter account, they were showing off like one of the new guns in Eternal that apparently like creates a frozen dome or something.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody replied to it and said something along the lines of, can you just take all this away and just like release whatever Doom 60, like whatever, not Doom 64, but basically just the basic stuff. And I think I don't know if it was real or not, but I believe the account responded with, "You control the buttons you press. You can not use this stuff. Like, you
I don't
shoot other guns."
I don't get.
I don't either.
I don't get it.
Star Wars: The Old Republic Onslaught. Old Republic still getting expansions.
It is, and people still seem to be on about it. Like I've seen a resurgence of. It could just be YouTube algorithms, but it seems to be that more people are doing videos on it again. Like with the expansion.
I caught somebody streaming it the other day on Twitch.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that was the other
me?
thing. I went on Twitch and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was scrolling through, I was browsing to see what was being streamed because I wanted to watch something for a minute, and it was on there, and I was like, "What?" But it looks, it's funny to me because we watched the trailer. The trailer, as far as their trailers go, it was not a cinematic trailer,
and it was not as good as their other trailers have been.
Yeah, but if you look at what's releasing with the update and you look at people's hype for the update, it's like there's a lot of shit being added and people are like really looking forward to it. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe they're just like, we don't need to put a lot of effort into this. I kind of wish, I don't know. I mean, maybe that I will have time at some point, but I, to a certain degree, wish there was nothing else to play because I would go back to it and do it. But, I really want to play the Outer Worlds and all that good other stuff. So,
well, it's not only the, go back for the other things to play. It's the, what are you, like, in order to do, we potentially run into the same problem we did before. We get all the way to the end. And then we'd need a group to finish out stuff.
That was the other thing that I wanted to tell you is I think they added in, I think one of the features that they added in was you can play literally all the content solo now.
Well, tickle me pink.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know either. It sounds good though.
Does it? Also, Battlefield 5 War in the Pacific got its trailer. We've already talked about this before.
Got me hyped
during E3.
I watched it and I was like, it kind of got me hyped. I'm like, man, this makes me want to fucking play this game.
Yeah, it tickled me again. I don't know why this is my segment. This is my catchphrase for the
Clearly,
trailers.
you want to be tickled.
Get over
here. Get the feathers out.
God, we're getting to the end of this.
Yeah.
It looks. There's a lot. Every time I see like the planes and stuff, I'm just like, man, can you imagine being able to fly like that? I'm like, that's gonna be a lot of fun to crouch into a like a foxhole and look up and watch all that happen while I'm not doing any of it because I can't get off the fucking runway.
I mean, there's people who do fly that well. Oh, we are not those people.
No, I admire those people.
Yeah.
I
dive to them quite often.
I also know those people in the game when I see 60 kills on the kills.
62 kills and like 2 deaths.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I bet he's in a plane.
Yeah.
No, I would I would fly off the cruiser or off the carrier and then just straight to the water. Be like, oh man, he spawned in the thing that spawns like once every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just plop.
Is that, do you know if is that a free update? Or
I believe so.
I'd check that out.
That comes out the 31st, I believe. So next Thursday, I believe. Halloween.
Yeah, and then I think there's another map or something that drops in December for it or something.
Yeah.
Or another mode maybe or something. I don't know. There's something that drops in December, I think.
And then the Episode 9 final trailer for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Thoughts? I don't want to make this into a Star Wars podcast, so
I don't really. I mean, I don't really have any hot takes on it.
I don't have any hot takes. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah,
I mean, the shots. Not the like whatever the movie is going to be as a whole, because no one can tell me what it's going to be. There's still so many I don't knows, but there were a lot of really cool looking shots.
The trailer was well done, and I definitely think the camera angles were interesting that were in the shots, and like as I said earlier, I getting tickets to it. I plan on going to see it. So
Oh yeah, I hopefully am sitting next to you while we watch it, or
Yeah.
at least in the same theater.
yeah, hopefully I got those tickets. I mean, if not, I'll just buy tickets to a different theater. So
And even if you can't get a different theater, we can just go a different night. Like that won't.
in that theater we're in, it's some new X.
Oh, it's one of those ones.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I think it's just some of their new technology or whatever. But it's just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be. I'm excited to see what this all potentially means after 2 whatever movies. One
Yeah.
I think clearly worse than the other, but I do hope for less of what we did after 8 and more of what we did after 7,
Mm-hmm.
where we all just watch it and then agree like, all right, let's go to Applebee's and just sit
Yeah.
down and discuss this for a second.
Yeah. Instead of after 8, we were like, you know what? Fuck this. I want to go home. Like that was my feeling.
It was I want to go home, and then we all just stood in the lobby
yeah.
and we were just randomly talking about stuff. I was like, can we just go get a bite or like a
Mhm.
beer or something? Oh no,
Well, wasn't-
we all just want to go home.
We went. Didn't I feel like 9 or 8? I feel like was later, but maybe it wasn't. Was it
I
7?
think it was 7:00.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was either 7 or 6. Yeah, because I came from work. I just drove over. I didn't go home first.
Yeah, this movie's supposed to be like over. It's like 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah,
So
but still, that puts us out at like 9:30.
yeah, 8:30 because the movie starts at 6.
So like I said, it puts us out at like
Yeah.
9:30.
Yeah.
Or probably closer to 9:00, honestly, after 30 minutes of trailers.
Oh yeah, trailers. Yeah. All right.
And then we'll, and with where we are, we're next to an Applebee's. So
Yeah. Or we could just. I mean, if we could
Or the
just go
house.
back to the house
Yeah.
and chill and
not that Applebee's is nothing special. I'm just thinking of a place to just sit down and
yeah,
eat microwave food that I didn't have to microwave myself, and
yeah.
have a beer handed to me that I didn't have to open. Both of those things. I'll pay for the small convenience. But yeah, so that's looking forward to it.
Same.
Anything else before I wrap this shit up?
Negative.
Cool. See you in 7 days.